All right. It's going to be an interesting show. I can already tell. Yep. Leave it to Vera. Have an interesting show. Yeah. Panelists. Unmute. Video. Vera Ingeborg. Oh, there you are. Wait a minute. What? You're muted. Hang on. Oh wait. No, you're not muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I like your hair.
Thank you.
No, it looks. I don't notice stuff like that. So if I say it, it's an innocent compliment. So
Thanks so much.
the problem is when I say stuff like that, most of the time it's something. If it's a woman involved, they're like, "What? I look like shit."
Really appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Augusti. When we get him come on, he's there. Get him come on at the end. Like
yeah. Well, he's not here right now, but and it's not his birthday yet. It's gonna be on the 29th.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
I just knew it was coming. I was looking on my calendar of friends, and I noticed that his birthday was coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up. So.
Oh wait, we're live already. We're live.
Are we? Perfect.
Yeah, but let me.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, I had to take 2 days off because I just about went off the deep end.
Yeah.
I did. We went to this place. We went to 2 days ago. We went to, and everything was fine, right? Everything was fine. Everything's moving along just great. So Morgan says I have a white ass. So basically, she said, let's go down to this beach. There's this place called Secret Beach where you can go nude.
Yeah.
Which I never done. She never done. There's a few people there. We found a little corner and we didn't do much of that. But so you had to go down this mountain, right?
Yeah.
You had to go down this mountain. It's about a 10-minute hike. And I'm carrying this big, y'all call them eskies, the big coolers, right?
Yes.
The big one though, like you could fit like 2 dinners in there. And I carried it all the way down there and I walked all the way across one beach and all the way across another beach. And so we had a day out there and it was really beautiful, And then I had to climb back up the hill. She was carrying a 5-pound backpack. She could barely even make it. I took the backpack from her. And I'm carrying this thing up the hill and all these young people are walking by, oh man, you're brave. Oh, you're a good man doing that, So then we went home that night and then I don't know, something came in. I actually called it before we went out. I was like, something's going on. If I have to stop broadcasting for 5 days, I'm doing it because something is not cool, right?
Yeah.
And then the next day I walked 10 miles and cried and cursed the universe. And then I thought I was fine. I woke up this morning and I am fine. But then coming on with you, something happened, right? Like I know I'm going to be raw. You're going to be raw. And I have no fucking idea what's going on with this thing. I'm so tired of people telling me what the hell's going on. Nobody has a fucking clue. I'm sorry, they don't. All they can really have a clue about is themselves. That's it. And that's really the key to interacting with anybody else in a balanced, rational, sane way. Thank you very much. Welcome to Soul. well,
good opening, man.
Welcome to Soul Speaks 5D. Todd's freaking out. Vera, God, what can I say? Why am I getting like this? Because it's you. I think that's what it is.
Oh well.
Well, yeah, because you bring out something in me. We're just good together. I think we have some kind of synergy or something. I don't know.
We do. I always love connecting with you because it just feels very real. And
do you ever feel like you're just gonna throw up?
Oh, Well, actually, I had that a couple of times last week because it was
Yeah.
freaking intense.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I mean, yes, I get it. I mean, it's just like, God. I mean, I got tears coming out of my eyes. I'm not even crying. I don't even know what this is. I have no idea what this is.
Well, I can only tell you that becoming the new human is not a piece of cake.
No, it's
It,
not.
it's just, I mean, we can talk, like all the stuff we have gone through with energies and energy transmutation and so on, but embodiment and the transformation of the physical is a whole different story.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
yeah,
and
and
it's like well, I've taken the last 2 days off, which Soulogy can't afford to do, and I
yeah,
hate to be stuck in that fear, that lack, or whatever, but I'm really not. I'm trying to work my way through it. But prior to that, there's been some really high level, real time intel from all across the spectrum on the show for the last week. Broder
yeah,
Vidal, the Broder Bilal from Sweden. No, I can't even think of everybody, but all these different perspectives. And it's like we're all getting to the same narrative. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, same timeline, maybe.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, because I mean that's what's called oneness.
Yeah,
Is
right.
that you merge all these aspects, and first you merge all your aspects, and then you realize, okay, everyone else is an aspect of myself as well,
Yeah,
and everything's merging, and yeah, so they're 5D and beyond, whatever you want to label this dimension or frequency band, it just does not have separation in the code anymore. So yeah, you can have different perspectives on things, but in the end, it's all merging into this new the new human organism, and we're starting a new game. We're starting a new experience. It's no longer based on duality and separation.
yeah,
Now it's based on oneness and on sharing and on co-creating together.
yeah,
Completely different thing, and that's why, yeah, it feels like everything's merging, but it also feels like these, that some people are very far away. Like people are just falling off
yeah,
your narrative for now, and of course
yeah.
they're going to join at some point again.
Yeah,
uh,
true. That's true.
it's really, if yeah, everyone who still wants to play the duality game and still wants to do the separation thing and not going into the higher aspects of co-creation and unity consciousness and oneness, there's no way you can mix the two. There's no way you can do your own little circle with, oh, I have my own intellectual property and I'm going to sell this for money to
Yeah,
create my incomes, and mix it with, oh, and then I'm going to do a little bit of co-creation. It's really this, you jump or you don't.
yeah. It's all or
And
nothing.
yeah, it's all or nothing. You
It's all.
can't do a little bit of this frequency and a little bit of that frequency.
No.
That you make a choice.
Yeah, it's all or nothing in every single category so
Yes.
far. Like
Yes, sir.
I don't know if it's going to be all or nothing in the physical body nutritional part of it. I don't know if how that's going to work. I think
Well,
probably we're just going to go out and get whatever we need by breathing it through our lungs. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't
well,
know.
it's all, for me, what really becomes clear, it's all about joy.
Yeah,
The new way is playing and enjoying, and for that you need to let go of all these old patterns and belief systems of
yeah,
there's something not enjoyable on this planet. So the moment you shift into that, it becomes easy and it becomes effortless, and that also means enjoy life, enjoy nutrition, enjoy whatever, without any guilt or shame. There is no dogma what's right or what's wrong or what you should or should not eat, or
that's right.
who you, there is no method, there is no, it's about the energy that you take things in with and that you share them again with, and that's a completely different, like you say, narrative, completely different storyline.
Yeah,
And it's beautiful, but it's also so new, and it's like often you think like, oh my fucking god, that's too good to be true, actually.
yeah,
And yeah, and some stuff holds you back for a while until you're just ready to jump. And like you did now, for like just taking 2 days off and putting yourself first. That's so important, is understanding, if I don't put myself first, I'm not of service to anyone. Because if I'm not feeling good, and if I'm not doing what I love and what I enjoy, and sometimes that means doing nothing, because my body requires rest, okay, and trusting, hey, it's not about the money, it's not about the incomes, it's about the community. And the more people understand the old trading game is done, and the more people understand this new way of how sources match with resources, and it's starting to, we're at the very beginning of that, because of course it's still, as long as we still have these fears around, like coming from a place of lack and not knowing, okay, how is it gonna continue, we're gonna keep on getting these triggers to dissolve it. But the moment you truly jump and you trust, it's not about the money, it's about opening up completely your sources, and then they can match with these open resources that are out there. But of course the match cannot happen before that, and it's freaking difficult. And I know from so many people who are in that process right now. I've been in that process a couple of months ago, so I have a little bit of a a head start with that, but it's freaking scary to let go of all the old ideas, of everything we knew to be true, of how to make a living, how to do things, how to build a business. Nothing works anymore with this new frequency. And everything is about to be reinvented, and we're the ones creating it, reinventing it. There is no old way anymore.
Yes. Okay. So here's where I'm at with it. So you're right. We are the ones making it happen. So I know I'm going to piss some people off, but you know what? I'm tired of hearing about Nasara. I'm tired of hearing about, financial relief or whatever, financial reset, financial bullshit. Let's just call it that. Financial bullshit. I see starships in the sky, but you know what? I don't think they're going to land. I'm not even looking at that. I'm not looking at the government. Look, I just saw Iceland just elected a 41-year-old female environmentalist to run the country. New Zealand has one. Brazil has one of those countries down there. So I know this is all happening, but it's like, we've been waiting on the universe, and the whole time the universe has been waiting on us. And so I really feel like the individual steps that we take away from the 3D, and that includes rules, laws, borders, the illusion of borders, that means non-compliance with the matrix. And that takes some fucking balls. It takes some fucking balls. But all of the people who have been out on the forefront, putting it out there, getting this information and putting it out there, that took the same type of courage. It took the same type of soul resolve. And so someone's got to do it. And the sooner someone does it, the sooner someone else is going to do it. And then the wave starts. And I think this thing can move very fast. Like boom, 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 boom. It's like dominoes just going down, when the big one goes down.
Absolutely. And it does. But that's exactly it. I mean, this, like waiting for an event to happen, waiting for a financial reset, you can sit and wait forever. It's as long as you're waiting, the universe is doing exactly that for you. It's going to wait because it is your mirror. It is your projection. There is no way around that. And nobody's going to do that job for you. And we're so but it's really this deep human programming that we're always looking from the outside in. But everything from now on in this new frequency is from the inside out. If I don't take action first, if I don't follow an impulse first, nothing is going to shift for me. It's my reality and it's my creation. And the moment I take these steps in full trust and jumping into the nothingness of this new world, of this new earth, and we all do that because nobody has a freaking clue how the new earth will work. we're finding out as we go. I'm finding out a lot what doesn't work. And it's my daily experience now. Every time I'm trying to do something the old way, every time the whole team is trying to do something the old way in Fast Forward,
Blows up.
It blows up. It's not possible.
No.
It's so clear that this new code is so strong, it's not allowing it. Once you're on that frequency band, these last bits of programming are showing up relentlessly for you.
Yeah.
And yes, it is scary to fully trust, okay, if I just take a couple of days off, if I just follow my intuition, I need a rest, I need some downtime, I need to do something else right now, to just follow that and to trust it, to trust your intuition, because it's always right. Your intuition, your feeling is always right.
Yeah.
And the only one that gets in the way is your mind. For all of us. It's as
true.
Soon as the starts to, oh, I can be more clever, I can speed this up, or I can do, like, find a shortcut. No way. We're not in that training zone anymore now, where we're still allowed to go these circles. So
or the have tos. I have to do this and I have to do that, and I don't need to do shit. I'm sorry,
No.
I don't need to do anything but, you know, just take care of myself and
Exactly.
nurture my relationship and my what I do for joy. I do this for joy. So, but yeah, it's just like I don't know. I've been. Somebody was talking about it yesterday. You talk about it sometimes, and there's like I can almost put my finger on what I'm trying to say, and I usually can say. I usually can, like digest taking other people's words or my own intel, and I can spit it out. I can spit it out really, really smooth. But I can't do this one. This one's like, okay, everything's kind of changed. There's like this lull going on. It's okay. Everything feels good. The heart's getting bigger. You can see clear, but there's these pieces, and I think what it is. It really is. It's an all or nothing proposition. I asked a couple of people a week ago that I respect that were on the show. I'm like, oh, well, you still got to comply with, a little bit of the rules. And I don't agree with that. I think 1%, one toe in the matrix, the illusion is you might as well be in there 100%. Because if you got one little thread in there, there's been too much conditioning, too much patterning, too much subtle programming not to pull you back in. I don't know. I just think it's an all or nothing proposition, and I actually think we're being forced to go there.
Yeah, we all are, but that doesn't mean that we're not dealing with the lower dimensions anymore. Yeah. But it's very different whether you just observe as an observer from that higher dimension, higher frequency place. You just observe without getting involved or pulled into it.
Yeah.
Or whether you go back down in your frequency and then okay, there's still something for me to dissolve if I'm still doing that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in order to create new Earth and to involve people, it would be a mission impossible to build all the new infrastructure ourselves, to build all the things necessary to it for ourselves. And it would be not only not impossible, but it would take a really long time to do that.
Yeah.
While everything is actually there in place, it's all there. There's all the knowledge, there's all the technology, everything we need. There's huge platforms, there's huge distribution channels for everything. And the only thing we need to do is infect it. We infect it with heart and with soul, and it's gonna shift. But for that, it's required that us, and that's why this process is so tough, is that we, no matter what, are able to stay on that high frequency, so that people who start interacting with us from the lower dimension automatically need to shift up, because we're not going to go down.
Yeah.
And that's the big challenge. That's the really big challenge. But wow, this is so beautiful when it happens. And I've seen it now a couple of times happening. Just last week, we went to the movies. And after that, there was like this huge rain. We couldn't leave. So we sat at a table with two people that invited us to sit with them. Very normal people, not in any way spiritual or whatever. You want to put, if you want to put a label on it. But just very normal people, not busy with any thing in like energies or different realms. And we started talking and interacting, and then asked, oh, okay, and what are you guys doing, and what's your, you know, like kind of the small talk thing that people do.
Yeah.
And we talked a bit about Fast Forward and the project and what we're doing in a very normal, down to earth language. They were so inspired. They were shifting up. Their inner child came up. Their eyes were glowing,
Yeah.
and there was this, you know, this light of this glimpse of hope that you could feel from them.
Wow.
That they really feel like, oh, maybe there's something else. Maybe there's an alternative to the way we live right now. And so I experience that more and more often with the like so-called unawakened people,
Yeah.
that they get it, but they get it on a very intuitive level. They feel it. They don't, you know, as long as you stay in a language they can understand, and inspire them with like very like with very visionary language, so that they can have like their own vision of it, that they can see it. It's amazing what happens. They shift upwards if you don't go down.
No, you're right.
And it's amazing.
You're right.
Yeah. And that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've seen that too. I mean, I have seen it. I'm a little bit. I'm still coming out of these couple days. I'm not making excuses, but I think what it is.
I get it.
No, I think what it is yeah, it's like it's just an old program playing. I had to have work my ass off. I mean, live right. You do your shadow work. You be self-reliant. You own your stuff. It's that same game we played for so long pre-wake up. We're like, hey man, why is that person, you know, like an asshole, and he's got all this coming to him? But there was a part of us that always knew it would be evened out and it would be justified. And everything would be equalized. And I think I believe that's where we're at. It's just old program playing out and gets a hold of you sometimes, and that's where I'm at with it.
It does.
One of the things that some people came up with on the show the last few days was just speaking, and this is not to be talking galactic or anything. This is actually just making a point about the depth of the human experience, talking about how let's just put it this way, that other species could not relate to us because of the extreme experience of our emotions. The human being's emotions, you know, from complete joy to complete, you know, fucked upness. You know, we've all been there. And how integral and how incredible that offering is to the universe. People talk about, you know, we are fractals of God experience itself through our experience, you know. So, and we think about the extreme journey of duality and what we're doing and what we've done. It is very, very incredible if you can step out of the human and look at it from a higher perspective and say, wow, that's pretty ballsy to go down there and be in this huge spectrum of light and dark and all this confusion and chaos and all this stuff, and actually to come out of it and start putting the pieces together and getting back to that point, like you're saying, where you're just holding that field. And I know that sounds insane. Like, how do I approach my business, the business of my passion, Soulogy? How do I approach, you know, structuring the path of my relationship by conventional standards, you know, house, money, car, and all that stuff? How do I approach that? And the universe is telling me, just stay in your heart, just stay in this moment, just be happy, just love her, just love what you're doing, and love the land. And I know that's what the message is. And I can stick with it for a while, but I can't stay there forever. It's like, oh my God, something starts to get to me, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
No, I can very much relate, and I can totally understand that. It's this, you're really like reaching this last point of, okay, I don't know anymore. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you need, is you need to be at that point where you just don't see any way anymore.
Yeah.
When your mind runs out of ideas, what else to do? So you've tried all the mind games and you're still like, okay, I'm clueless. I just fucking don't know anymore.
Yeah.
And when you come to that point, you have no choice but to surrender and to say, okay, fuck it, show me. I'm done. And that's when something opens up, when you no longer react, when you no longer try to solve it, it's amazing how much energy and space you free up energetically so that something new can enter. And it's always so unexpected. I mean, you know the story about Brazil. That was like exactly after we came to that point. Okay, I just don't know anymore.
Yeah.
You know, fuck it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to live day by day. I have no idea anymore what to do, and I'm kind of tired of trying to do it because exactly what you're saying. It's I've done so much. I went through all this work for what? Now I'm standing here with fucking nothing. And I don't know how to continue or what to do. And that's exactly the point when you stop still finding solutions because your mind is done with trying ideas. That's the moment when it shifts, when you have no choice but to surrender.
Yeah.
Because you realize no matter what I try the old way, because the mind only knows the old ways, it's not happening. So, okay, I just need to let go. I don't know. And that's all you can say is, I don't know. Yeah. and that is when something opens up. And and it sucks in that moment. But at the same time,
I should be. I don't know why it just came out. I guess it was supposed to come out. But if I look at even like the last couple of days, well, I canceled 3 shows 2 days ago. I was just like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like Morgan called me on the phone. You're supposed to be on the show 15 minutes ago. I'm like, I know that. I don't care. You know, I actually got to that point, and I'm not like that. I don't miss very many shows. I really don't. I probably missed 20 out of 1,100. And then the next day, I got 2 shows and a business meeting, which we needed to have, Soulogy.
Yeah.
So both of the shows canceled.
Oh my God.
And then the business meeting, I'm like, I ain't going to this business meeting. And then the 2 other people, other than Morgan, that were involved, both said they were both in the same state. So I thought, well, how beautiful is that? You know, what a gift that is. You know?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So Pamela says no one could do anything 3 days ago. That's true. That's when it hit me about 3 days ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was a huge wave. I don't know what it was. I don't even look at it anymore.
Did you feel something?
Oh my God, I was down for the last 3 days. I could I had moments in between. I couldn't.
My God, I thought you were Wonder Woman. I'm over here like I feel like a.
Oh,
like
come on! I'm not Wonder Woman. No.
No, that's good. So you were down.
The only thing I do is take it with a pinch of humor, because it's just sometimes it's so crazy what's happening, and then you just know I'm gonna have to sit through this. It
was crazy.
So draining. And it's been. I felt like the only picture I had that kept coming up for me is like I'm sitting in a microwave oven. I felt like this is, and I just like my whole brain somehow shut down, and I was not able to speak anymore. I was not able to receive anything. Like I saw Agusti talking to me. I had no idea what he was saying. What's going on? It was like, complete. I had mashed potatoes in my head or something.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Yeah. I mean,
so huge.
I walked in a day for 10 miles. I mean, off and on 10 miles the whole day, up the mountain, down the mountain, down the beach, over here, and I just was like, man. And then I was like sitting on this picnic bench, like hidden by these trees so nobody would bother me.
Yeah.
Here's a 57-year-old man sitting at a picnic bench looking at the beautiful ocean, beautiful sky, crying. I don't even know what the hell I'm crying for. I'm like, what's going on here? And I see these funny clouds in the sky. I'm like, oh, those are spaceships. Like, what? If you're a spaceship, show me your spaceship. Show me a sign. And of course, then this squall, this dark, independent cloud forms right in front of me, and then and it's very calm, no wind, and then it just comes right at me, bringing all this wind and gust. And then two people walk through my little sanctuary, and one sits over here, and one sits over there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Then it starts raining on me, and it's not raining anywhere else. And I'm thinking, is this like, all connected? what I'm saying and what I'm doing with the clouds over there that look like spaceships and the rain coming at me, is this some kind of connection here? And I knew it was, but
yeah, of course.
The main thing is just like chill out. Like chill out.
Yeah, don't try to figure it out too much. It's the insights come when you need them, and they come from a very different place and not from your mind. No. And every time your mind tries to figure it out, it becomes very tiring. And so it's more that learning to not listen to all these interpretations that your mind comes up with. And that's the
And I think like the day I spent walking 2 days ago. So that's what I like. That's what I like doing anyway. That's how I started this gig. And so what happens is I don't allow my mind to do that. I mean, I've learned after all these years, I don't let the imagination run away. Because I've learned to use imagination in a proactive way. That's a gift. But then what happens is, as I don't let these things run rampant, I start to the smoke kind of settles, the dust kind of settles, and I can kind of see these little heads sticking up, and like this one is financial, or this one is secure, and so I see them and I see what's left there, and that's a gift. But not that I want to look at it, not that I want to go through that shit again and like, okay, what do I need to do? But it's, at least I know what it is, that's good, because there's not like 1,000 of them out there. There's only a few, which is cool.
Yeah, we're getting there. And it's really crossing that wormhole. It's not easy, because you really need to leave everything behind. But once you're through it, magic really starts happening.
Yeah.
And we're all moving closer together. And we talked about it a couple of times, also with Soulogy and with Fast Forward. There's a lot of energetic connections already, and we have no idea yet where this is gonna go in terms of co-creation. And there's many other projects also out there that are finding their way into this new earth, and we just don't know. It's really like you say, it's like moving from moment to moment, and really taking it as it comes and knowing it's perfect.
It's true. That's true, and that's not a cliche. It's actually the truth. It's actually true. Literally, just and God, we talked about this on several shows, almost every time. Like, how do you get used to that?
But now it's really, I mean, what you observe too for a while now, and it's really happening now. The storyline that people are on, that are not, that are not part of that new narrative, and it's a narrative too we're entering, but it's a completely different story. It's a new game. It's a new way of interacting. It's a complete new human experience that we're entering, because the old one is done, and we've experienced everything we needed to experience in that plane of duality. And now what we experience is that these old storylines are really stripped away. So the harder people try to stay in the storyline, the more it hurts. If you're still trying an old way. And now it's really happening that the energy is so not supportive for that anymore, that you really, it's hardly possible to not crash with it. It's actually beautiful to observe, and of course, on the other hand, when you look at it from an old human perspective, it's dramatic what happens, but that's exactly it. It's the old game is done. We're starting a new game. And also many people who think we've reached enlightenment and we know everything, and now it's like we just sit and we are the I am presence. Yeah, but why are you still here then, man? Then
I know,
or
man. I know.
or
I had
then
that.
there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
If,
We had a great show with John McIntosh. I really enjoyed it.
oh yeah, I love him.
He triggered
Love
me a little
him.
bit, but we got
Oh
into
yeah,
that part of it, and I'm
maybe.
like, well, then, and I feel the same way. I feel the same way about the Far Eastern
Yeah,
philosophies too. Like, okay, well, if that's the way it is, then what the hell are we doing here? You know, like,
yeah,
then what's the fucking point? You know, no disrespect to anybody, but that's the way my mind works. The human is the hero. I mean, why are we here? It's us. It's you. It's me, and that's it. Yeah. I mean, that is, this is what you're talking about, though. This is like, say that particular topic as far as the intellect could take it. All the reading, all the everything, and here's where we're at, and you know. But then there's
yeah,
this other part. There's this other part. It's us. It's the part that's like, hey, me, I'm here. You know, we're all little inner childs. Like, I'm here. What about
yeah,
me? I'm the one that's done all this shit. I'm the one that's been through everything. I'm the one that was this and that and whatever. So what about me? You know?
yeah,
And what about me turns into, well, what about you? What are you gonna do? You know, you're
yeah,
gonna sit there and cry like a baby. You're gonna sit there and wah wah, you
yeah,
know. And you know what's crazy too, to your point, is that the universe is supporting this stuff. Like, I'm gonna be frank here. Okay. I, you know, blessed with 6 children. You know, it's been a long journey. I've always had, they know my heart, I know their heart. We've always had closeness, you know.
yeah.
Today's Father's Day. I've not heard from one of them, and I don't think I
Mm,
will. Maybe one, but I'm okay with that. There's something about this detachment that I went through with my family that was painful, painful, painful. But now I understand everything and I realize how perfect it is. You know,
yeah,
we live in different worlds, and that's okay. You know, but like you said, if you go back to it and you jump in there in that pool, you know, which is just not a vibration. I'm not going to say lower vibration, but say a pool that's not your vibration. It's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. And like Morgan says, if you go look for it, you're going to find it. Well, either you know, I go look for some things to test myself. Like I'll look for it, like particular people that like irritate me. I go look at their posts. I'm like, okay, I
yeah,
take it in, take it in, take it in to test myself. But to go look for it again and again, yeah, that's just not healthy. And the universe isn't supporting it anyway. That's why so many people are breaking up and being displaced and moving across the country and around the world.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
I'm a little bit off today.
No, that's good. And that's perfect too, you know,
It
and
is.
that's
You know?
authentic. It's not that, I mean, if you just want to like create another shiny show, you know, like we have enough of that in the old world. We don't need any
Yeah,
more like shiny, glossy, whatever. Everything's happy life, and we've had enough also in the spiritual world. Too much spiritual bypassing already.
I know, man.
It's being raw and real. And I
That's
mean,
right.
everyone who is in a human body goes through these experiences.
Yeah.
And then you can use the excuse, oh no, I'm just feeling the collective. Now, as long as you're feeling it, you're resonating with it. So it's also
That's
in you.
right.
So
That's right.
and it's fine, you know, it's not that we have to be perfect and we have to be the one who has it all figured out. I mean, how boring would that be? And that's what comes back to the inner child that says, what about me? Yeah, inner child, now it's time to play.
Yeah.
After all of this, we're going to play, and this time it's going to be a joyful game.
Yeah.
It's not going to be winning and losing. It's going to be, there's going to be only winners because we're going to do it together.
Yeah. Let's go to a
And
naked. Let's go
that's
to
the new
a naked beach.
experience.
Yeah.
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 And
Let's
of
go.
course, in the end, it's source experiencing itself, but it's learning new things through all of us. And now we're learning to be physical in a physical appearance on a higher frequency. And that's the new thing.
Yeah.
So yes, there's going to be a lot of new experiences through each and every one of us, played back to source and forth, that we're all part of on an energetic level.
Well,
So
yeah.
it's
You know, And I think the other thing too is, and God, this is really want to kick myself in the ass for this because I'm very positive. I'm very optimistic and always have been my whole life. I'm like, the last person to throw in the towel. And all these things that we've had happen to us, and everybody's experiences are different. Some people have these galactic connections, people have these angelic connections, some people are organic and elementals and all this stuff. I respect everybody's reality. But the point is, every one of us has had hard evidence, and not just one time or two times or three times. I mean, Morgan and I have it every day. And how can you have these things happen? How can you have, a monad appear before? One thing if it's one person, but you got two, and they're going through the same, what do you want to call it, a hallucinogenic experience without drugs or whatever the case. But all these divine episodes, divine intervention that we've all had, and yet I'll speak for myself, and I kick myself in the ass because why would I doubt? Why would I consider myself, off kilter and off the reservation, and crazy? Why would I be sitting at the ocean 2 days ago thinking, get me the fuck out of here, man? I mean, what the hell more do you want? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm gonna put my family jewels on this picnic table, get a big sword and chop them off. Whatever you want, I don't care. But just give me something here.
I know. I know this moment, and it sucks big time. Yeah, but it's we all come to that point, and that's the point actually of where usually physical death would happen, but it doesn't this time.
Yeah.
It's just we're dying in parts. We're dying without going, through the physical death experience, but all of these parts of us are dying off. And of course that's painful because we each time something dies off, we're saying goodbye to a part of our former identity.
Yeah.
What we identified with. And there's tons of stuff we identify with we're not aware of. Like all these old patterns, like belief systems, all these attachments we have to and right now it's really about this the root thing of humanity's survival. And everyone is triggered in that point right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how many talks I had the past couple of days with people who are saying, shit, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know, how is this going to work? How am I going to create my incomes? How am I going to, and all these, how questions from the mind. And I'm like, your mind is going to ask all of this until it's at some point giving up and saying, okay, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
But it's happening on such a large scale right now. And that's exactly that shift from individual income creation, I have to do it on my own, to it's a collective experience now. It's co-creation. You don't have to do it alone.
Yeah, that's huge. And then everybody, there is no lack. I mean, everybody, what's mine is yours. What's mine is yours, basically. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, in the end, everything is always in balance. It's now what's going to start happening is a redistribution of the energy.
Yeah.
But we're gonna transform and redistribute all the energy. We're not gonna just take parts of it. It's gonna include everything.
And I don't think
we're building it. No one else is gonna do that for us.
That's my point. I don't think it's gonna be any government passing out vouchers for $1 million a person and go stick this in your bank. I think the best they could do, which would be great, would be to forgive all debts immediately. Forgive all debts founded on a rotten, corrupt system. But you're right. It's the energy of ourselves to that community orientation that is going to create that equality on all aspects of our experience and all fronts of our experience.
Even with like you say, with debt, what my experience was, because I mean, I had this whole thing with going bankrupt last year and having like debts all of a sudden that I didn't have for a long time. And I was actually clean and even of everything. But once more, I needed to go through this debt experience of having debt, of owing something to someone.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized is it's not about actually getting rid of the debt, it's getting rid of the energetic charge of feeling guilty of owing something to someone. And it was really dissolving the energetic charge on this. In the end, it's just energy. Money is just energy. But when I charge it with the feeling of owing something and having debt, then yes, you feel like you're feeling like you're in guilt. You're feeling like, oh shit, and then you make yourself small. And what I realized is, yeah, I still have this amount of money that is to be paid back, but I don't feel guilty about this. I don't feel any pressure about this. I'm doing it my way now, the way I can. And I even had a discussion with my bank, and in the end, they did everything I wanted because I wasn't making myself small, and I didn't get scared of this institution bank.
Yeah.
And it was such an interesting experience. When you change your energy, everything changes, and they react differently. Also institutions, it's the same. It's like with every human being you interact, it's the same with institutions. The energy it's a different reaction because it's your feedback,
Very true. It's
your
very
projection.
true.
It was amazing to realize, hey, we really do have control, but not in the way our human mind thinks we have control. It's about it's really working through these patterns and dissolving them. And it's always the emotion that's important. That's our biggest strength, is to release through the emotion. And every time we do that, and now, yes, that feeling of debt is completely dissolved for me. And that's beautiful. Yeah. Because I can move forward and I don't feel like I'm taking, I have baggage of guilt that I'm still carrying around with me.
Good point.
So, yeah, it was.
Like
all about the energy. Yeah.
Like I've got an issue here in the States, which is a total bullshit thing, right? On the surface, there's a debt. There's not a debt. By the legalities of the laws, there's not a debt. But it would take probably $6,000, $8,000, $10,000. Now, this is old way of thinking. To resolve this thing by hiring an attorney, which is the way our system's set up.
Yeah.
You're only as good as who's representing you. So there's got to be an energetic way for me to disconnect that handicap, that attachment, that string on my, tied to me. Yeah. There's got to be a way to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to find it. Well, I got you and Morgan I can deal with. So y'all got to help me do it.
It's going to find you. It's the solutions are always so mind-blowing when you're not focused on a specific solution. And the mind is always very focused on, okay, it has to go that way. And if it doesn't go that way, maybe it goes that way. But you build these scenarios with your mind. The moment you let go of all these scenarios and you go back into the moment and you just say, okay, whatever, I don't know anymore. You open up to all the millions of other possibilities that you couldn't see. Yeah. And it's coming. And it's going to blow your mind for sure. Yeah. And it's always happening in the moment when you don't expect it. And this is like the trickiest thing. That's the trickiest thing to learn this new way of interacting with the energies. But it's so powerful.
Yeah, I think that's that is one of the new sciences. I think, just like things such as soul merging or alchemy. But I think the science of energy, not the 3D scientific. I'm talking the reality, the science of managing our own energy and recognizing our own energy, seeing things as energy, and I think that's going to be huge in these coming, I don't know what to say, months, years. The way everything's moving now, I can't tell one from the other.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Stuff is just moving so quickly. So but that's going to be it. I mean, we're going to really shift in a whole new understanding of seeing the energetics, and that's, I mean, what Tesla already said. Like like a long time ago, that the moment humanity understands energy and energetic dynamics, it's going to make more progress than ever in a very short period of time.
Yeah, I
and
think,
at the same, yeah.
I was going to say, I think that's where I'm going to focus. I'm going to focus strictly on shadow and the energetic relationship that I have with the universe, the energy period, right? That would make sense to me. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, and in the end, that it strips away all the bullshit and all the stories around it. If you focus on the energetic dynamics, you know how they work.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter anymore how the storyline plays out, because you know the algorithm in the background is always the same.
Yeah.
The energetic patterns are always the same. It's just a different story how it manifests. That was an experience I had when I did all these coachings. I was like, okay, in the end, I can tell everyone the same. I don't even need to hear the story anymore. I just feel into the energy, and I know exactly what they need to do, what they need to shift, where they should focus on, because the story is actually not important.
Yeah.
It just makes it the experience.
Yeah.
An experience without story is not an experience. It's boring.
Yeah.
But that's all. It's we need the stories to have this experience, to make it somehow vivid.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's that's what John McIntosh would call the dream of each and every one.
Yeah.
But I like the dreams. I love to observe them. I love to be part of them, and I love to start the new one now.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not. And for me, it's like, as long as I'm in this physical existence, I want to have fun. I want to, I want to use it.
That's me, because still like. I mean, we don't, and that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know. We could all be, a character in a video game.
Exactly.
And when the power goes out, we're all and we wouldn't even know the difference. There is no pain, regardless. I mean, who knows? I mean,
exactly.
Who cares? It's just a distraction. It's a distraction and an attachment.
Yeah.
But I do see a lot of good things happen. I see, we drove up the road 10 miles yesterday and saw our friend Unity Grace has been on here 6, 7, 8 times.
I saw you guys together.
Yeah, it was this place, this Shangri-La in the middle of the jungle, this house with a pool.
Nice.
That basically was magic, Yeah. It was ecstatic dancing and a potluck, and everybody brought food, and they had the singing bowls, and they had an open mic, and it was just cool,
Okay. And that's what it's about. I know that I know nothing, and I mean, I don't know for how long I tried to figure out how everything works, until I said, actually, I don't care. Because it's not possible. There's always more. There's always more. Every time you think like, okay, now I got it, there's more, and something else opens up. So for me, it's really like, I know one thing. I know when I have fun and when something feels good, and that's what I'm going to focus on.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on what feels good. And if something doesn't feel good, that's fine too. I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to make that an enjoyment too.
Yeah.
But the more you let go of the dramatics of the duality, the easier it becomes to navigate that. And now for me, it's just, okay, let's have fun, let's build it, let's do it together. And it's so beautiful how more and more people are coming into this space now of, let's just do it together.
They are.
But at the same time, it's really, we needed to go through all of this first, because none of us was ready a year ago to start that. And now we are. Now we really start understanding, okay, drop everything we used to know, let's do something new. And we're going to find out.
Yeah. And if any of us, if all of us were back a year ago, and you took one of us from now to go talk to everyone from a year ago and say, here's what's fucking happening, man, the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Here's where we're going to head. Here's where we're headed to. Not one of us would have said, okay, we're going to follow you. Not one of us. Why? Because we have to experience it. Like you said, we have to actually learn it at this level of full embodiment,
Absolutely. I mean, it's really like the little kid. It needs to touch the hot stuff once to understand. Fuck, this is hot. You need the reference point. If not, it's useless. And now you're frozen. So let's see if he's coming back, or is he just frozen for me? Are you back?
I don't know what's happening. And, I was actually just sitting here going, like, when you were, can you hear me? Oh yeah. So I was like thinking to myself, I was going, I think I'm ready to go, and then it turned off. So
Instant manifestation.
I know this is what's happening, man. And like twice yesterday, Morgan said something to me, like, "Can you do this?" or "Can you give me that?" And both times I was already doing it, and I was like, "That's telepathy." I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like it's very humbling, very, very humbling. This whole thing, very humbling. And I think like I don't know how it works for other people, but if you, I mean, I can't say I've been on my knees probably for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter because that being on my knees 2 days ago is like worth years of humility, like years of being on. It's not the frequency, it's not the quantity, the quality, right? And so I just don't know how. To me, that's not that I want to do it, not that I want to go through it again, but I certainly am open to it because always the gold comes from it, which I'm hoping more will come today. Had a lot come yesterday, but man, the universe just has a way of beating the living shift out of you.
It does. It does. Until everything's beaten out of you.
Right. Morgan says I was on my knees 3 weeks ago. I don't remember that. But see, there goes the memory too. But
see, that's the good thing. That's the good thing. You don't remember much of it once you're through it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I was 3 weeks ago. That's right. Forgot about that. Yeah. That was the big one.
Yeah.
Well, so are you guys available, you two, for a private conversation, one night, any night, this what's tonight? Yeah, any night this week?
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel it's time to reconnect and exchange a bit on experiences. Yes, so much happening now also in the project, and it's every day is a mind blow. It's just amazing how this hurricane starts spinning, and you're like, wow, there's really stuff happening now and manifesting. And that's the new. It's like we've been talking and dreaming about the new thing for such a long time, and now it really starts. We're really building it, and wow, that's fun. It's really fun.
It is happening. And the one last thing I'm going to say is where I see a lot of evidence of that is in the non-traditional or non-societal definition of, oh, you did this so you get that. So you go to work and you get this check, or you do this and you get a retirement, or you get a house or a car. I'm seeing the dots connecting out there. I see it all the time. I see it every day. I see people that don't even talk to me anymore, because I made them mad or something. Friends with other people, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. All that matters is that the code continued to expand from one to another to another.
Yep.
And that brings me a lot of joy. It really does. It really does. So
same here.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful. The more people you have around you, and that's the value that we have is the community. And
true. Yeah. So maybe tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow? Is it night over there? The day or my day? Is it your morning or what? Was it wait?
If it's night,
it's our night.
It's
our
morning.
Night. Your morning.
Ours.
Yeah. It'd be your morning, our night. Does that work?
That works.
Okay.
On Monday, Tuesday.
On what day is
Tomorrow.
Today? Tomorrow?
Today
So it would be your Wednesday morning,
All right.
our Tuesday
Good.
night. Will that work?
Let me check. I'm gonna.
We'll send you a note. We'll send you a note. So
we'll find out.
well, I guess maybe no, not tonight because it's full moon. And we're going to go down to the beach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
How romantic.
Where it's dark. Where it's dark and
Right.
nobody can see us. I want to get a bunch of.
Sounds enjoyable.
Yeah. So maybe your Tuesday morning or Monday night, or your Wednesday. Yeah. So we'll send you a note. Everybody's reminding me what day it is.
Yeah.
I love
right.
you. Thank you.
Hey, love you, man. Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone.
You take care.
See you. You too.
Talk to you soon.